Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you're keeping fine in this pandemic situation and your exam preparations are going on well. So let's start the video today. Students, in this video today we are going to discuss about sitting arrangement. Now it's a part of logical reasoning. Many students say it's sitting arrangement. We can even say it's seating arrangement. Let me write down. So this is my topic. Arrangement problems in logical reasoning section really can be most ambiguous of all the problems. Now this topic includes variety of different subtopics. There can be many with multiple variations and integration of them. Okay. Now one such topic is arrangement, which we are going to do now is sitting arrangements. Now this is one of the most, or we can say very important and consistent type of questions that we get in our exams. I know sitting arrangement questions can be confusing. You might think it is time consuming and at times it becomes brainstorming too. But these questions in logical reasoning are very important to answer. Don't forget that around 3 to 4 questions are based on this topic in your exams. So answering them correctly can boost your marks and definitely can a little mistake can cost you significantly. So thank you to negative marking for that. So we will start with the questions. Question arises: what are the best practices or methods to solve these questions correctly and in an efficient manner and in a time-saving way? So there are many people who has confusion about it. So let's begin and evolve a simple and straightforward way to cater to these types of arrangement problems. Now, coming to the main thing, what is a sitting arrangement? The sitting arrangement or seating arrangement is the logical arrangement of either objects or people in a logical manner. One has to either perform the arrangement to answer the questions, or you can even decode the predefined arrangement by applying the logic or the logical analysis. Firstly, we can identify that these problems can be categorized into two types. Firstly, linear sitting arrangement problems. Secondly, circular sitting arrangement problems. Topic 1, let's discuss this. Assumptions. Unless specified, the direction it is always assumed as north. The right side of the page is the viewer's left side and vice versa. Coming to topic 2, linear arrangement. Any logical arrangement of objects or people, either horizontally or vertically or diagonally, is known as linear arrangement. Let me give you an example. The row of travelers in a train, maybe students in a prayer hall, etc. All these are such examples. Coming to topic 3, circular arrangement. The arrangement of physical quantities in a circular manner is called a circular arrangement. Now there are two types of circular arrangement. Firstly, facing the center. In this arrangement, every object or a person in the arrangement will be facing the center of the circle. Example, I can give you examples of these circular sitting arrangement questions might include, let me write down then. Circular. You can include examples of group discussions or playing cards, anything like that. Okay. Now this is clear enough. Now what is my circular arrangement or circular arrangement of logical reasoning, and then its examples. You can include many kind of examples. I have just given you two because group discussion or when we play cards we usually sit in a circle. Now facing outward. This was facing inward. In this arrangement every object or a person in the arrangement will be facing outwards. Now for this I can give you a perfect example of circular sitting arrangement questions. Would be playing musical chairs where all the players sit or face outside. This was center, this was outside. Outside can be musical chair. Now many of us had played musical chair when we were young enough, so you can recall that. So now let me give you a trick for this. Now how we are going to solve this kind of questions, maybe circular or linear, whether facing the center or outside, I am going to discuss this. Listen to me very carefully because I know most of you feel very doubtful or confusing about such questions of this linear arrangement or sitting arrangement. You find it very difficult, and there are many students who actually does not know the trick to it. So in this video I will give you trick, the explanation, and in the future parts I'll give you few solved examples where we are going to learn while solving the examples. So it is very useful. This video is actually very beneficial. I will advise you follow this video and we can do our best for the sitting arrangement. Now we can devise an individual approach to each of the types that I have discussed previously. Now let's first start with linear sitting arrangement problems. Okay, I'll erase this board for you all. We'll start with linear sitting. Now, linear sitting arrangement problems. Okay. Now, as I told you, linear, in this kind, you can have horizontal, vertical or diagonal. As the name suggests, linear sitting arrangement problems, these are the ones where arrangements are based or made in rows or lines. The arrangement can be in a single row or there can be multiple rows, but generally at our level, 2 rows are usually asked. One row problems. Now what are these? One row problems are those when arrangement is made in a single line. These problems can be divided into 2 types of conditions. Now what are the conditions? Firstly, in which direction of the face is not given. In this, we assume direction according to our own preference. That is up to us. Secondly, in which direction of the face is given, like facing north, south, or towards east, west, and so on. In these, we must plan to keep in mind these directions very carefully. And in 2-row arrangement, objects are arranged in 2 different rows facing each other. Now we can move on to solve an example of linear arrangement, so that will be better or you will find it helpful and that will give you a better understanding of these types of questions. But before that, before moving forward with these examples, keep in mind these important points which I am going to say right now. Firstly, always note the conditions given in short form and represent them pictorially or making an image. Secondly, if A is sitting to the immediate left of B, then it also means that B is on the immediate right of A. Thirdly, if not specified, assume that all people are facing towards the center or not until and unless the direction is particularly specified. Fourthly, if you are unable to get any useful information from a sentence, then better skip that line and move on to the next line. Then re-examine the skipped sentence after going through other sentences of the question. Okay. Coming to the fifth trick or suggestion, the meaning of and, who, and adjacent in sitting arrangement questions. If and is given in a sentence, for example, A sits third right to B. A sits third right to B. If I have written this, be very, very careful in listening to this sentence. I have written, this is just a part that I'm explaining, a part of a question that you might get. A sits third right to B and sits fourth right to T and sits fourth right of T. Okay. A sits third right to B and sits fourth right of T. Can you say me about whom are we talking? It denotes A sits third right of P. A sits fourth right of T. Sorry, I have written here B. It is P. Okay. So the information is talking about the first person, that is A. Adjacent means next to each other, not opposite to each other. For example, A and B is adjacent to each other, which means they are immediate neighbors of each other. Let me write down A and B, adjacent, which means that they are just sitting next to each other, or they are, we can even say, neighbors. You might find this kind of word in your question. If who is given in a sentence, for example, A sits third right of P, who sits fourth right of T, it denotes A sits right of P sits fourth right of T. The given information is talking about the second person because of the word who.